The JobTraQ Business Intelligence module is an optional advanced reporting feature set that allows power users to create graphically compelling reports that can then be automatically distributed to users throughout the organization. They can come in and select them ad hoc, or they can be pushed to them through email, as PDF, Excel, Word, XML attachments, etc. With minimal training, a technically savvy user who's aware of the data that's in JobTraQ can easily and quickly develop dashboards, animated charts and graphs, or table-based reports that can then be exported to a variety of formats, including graphically compelling Word and PDF exports, or data-rich CSV, Excel exports that can then be analyzed in other applications. The JobTraQ Business Intelligence module is also real-time integrated, so that if you create a custom field in JobTraQ, it's immediately available for you to use as key performance indicators or parameters within the Business Intelligence module. Permissions are also enforced throughout the system, so that if you're not able to access a field within JobTraQ, you won't see it within the Business Intelligence module either. Let's take a quick look. Once the Business Intelligence module is installed, here I'll minimize the dashboard for a moment to give us a bit more space, and we go into the reporting section of JobTraQ, we'll see a new Business Intelligence sub-tab. Within this area, we're first taken into My Personal Reports. So for each user who logs in, and there are no user count license restrictions on this, if you add the Business Intelligence module, anyone, clients, business managers, etc., who you grant permission to, can see the Business Intelligence module and use it to create reports based on the information that they would have access to within JobTraQ otherwise. They can create their own reports and save them, and if they want to, they can publish them to a corporate repository of shared reports. Now, in addition, you can control who should be able to see that report when you publish it. So 4 users could come in and see 4 different lists of reports here based on what they've been granted to have access to. You can create folders to logically organize the reports into containers that make sense based on the type of report they are or the department they belong to, etc. To take a look at a few examples here, here's an animated pie chart that shows a worker the status of his own current tasks. It's movable, sliceable, and you can hover over it and get additional data such as the percentage. These can be embedded in other reports or tied together into a sample dashboard. Now here we see the very same report, and next to it, in addition to this manager seeing the status of his own tasks, he can also now see the task loading of the various departments under his management. Here seeing that the Project Management Office has 7 tasks and the Production Department has 4, also being graphically represented. But we could add additional panels from here. We could also go into the designer and make additional reports or the graphical components of reports available as well. Various types of data can be represented as bar charts, being cross-tabbed. You can leave reports set up so that users can modify parameters at the time that they run the report as an ad hoc request. You can schedule when those reports are pushed out to workers by setting patterns of when they should be distributed in terms of date and time and who should be subscribed to them. We can modify the size of that data view, so if we'd rather see that pushed out as a slightly larger image or graphic, we can do that as well. And here we've got an area chart and a table combined. Multiple graphics, even images that are modified on the fly can be added into these reports. Or we may have one where we simply want to see data come out in a table format, grouped, for instance here, by the client that we're working on, with color coding being applied to the various levels of data within any of the columns to help us draw our attention to key areas that need attention. The value of this system is how quickly the reports can be created or modified by simply walking through a series of wizard-based steps and setting things like what columns you'd like to see, controlling parameters like what parameter you'd like to set for the color to be changed, adding charts. If we wanted to add a pie chart, we simply click it. It's now been added in. We decide what field we'd like to use to represent the data and whether we'd like to show the count, the sum, the average, etc. We can control the colors these reports are shown at, whether or not they're animated or 3-dimensional, whether or not we're going to include legends and percents. We can control export options and labels and insert things like heat maps and interactive data views, all with a few clicks. Typically, an organization will assign one or more power users to generate reports for others, but often types who are technically savvy or familiar with doing reporting in any other tool, such as Cognos, Crystal Reports, Microsoft Access, or even a chart generator in Excel, will typically be able to learn the system on their own just by utilizing the built-in help. Once you've generated the reports, you can also control who can do various things like copying those reports, publishing them to other folders, scheduling them for other users to see, or who can even create new reports or modify the ones that are already there. All of these things are controllable through the extended permissions that end up available in the Contacts tab once the Business Intelligence module is installed.